Good morning, sunshines. How are we doing today? Hope you had a great week so far. Really nice start yesterday. I'm in New York right now. I think last time we were in Florida when I streamed for you. So we sailed up quite a bit and we're enjoying the time now here. So if you are live with me here either on X or on YouTube, you know the drill. A comment would be appreciated from anyone here in the beginning just to get to understand if everything is fine and if we can start off this stream. If you can see and hear me, that would be awesome. And as soon as I get feedback, and for sure some likes would also be amazing, then I will kick it off here soon, and then we will dive into Bitcoin here before New York Open. So I hope everyone will be prepared afterwards and have a plan about what is next here on Bitty and where it goes. So let me know in the comments or in the likes if you can hear and see me clearly. That would be appreciated. And while I wait, let's think about a few more things here. If you're new to Pro Traders Launch, we're a community of traders and great family inside, sharing a lot of awesome stuff. So let me check how we are. Sound and video is perfect. Lou, awesome to have you here too. Really appreciate it. Really nice to see some family members also here on the stream. So let's check out Bitcoin here, what is happening. As soon as you have any questions, just drop it in here and I will go over it very soon. For now, we will check out what Bitcoin is doing here. We got quite a nice rise here, no? We were also prepared about this long area here. No, where was it? Let me have a quick look here before I say something stupid, because we got a swing trade going here. That was the one. We got a swing trade going here earlier that we took with our members. So really nice. And we got a 4% rise. And interestingly, we took profits exactly at those highs and then we got a nice reversal. So for now, where can we look for our next trade here on the higher and lower time frame? I think inside the launch we also did some, yeah, we're still waiting for the naked point of control for sure. We also traded a scalp here, always looking for scalps around the 786, and we got 2.7% out of it, so we can take this off now. And I think, yeah, that was that one. And let's have a look at where we are on our levels. I think I marked everything out yesterday, and then we can have a look here if we got something new. I don't think so. Everything looks still the same here. No, but it always helps us. It always helps us to understand where did we come from, where did we go to, and the same goes here with our web close that we just hit here from yesterday. So low and high. Low is taken out, high is still there for the taking. The daily open is above us. So that is weakness here locally. We have an equilibrium that we did not hit yet here to the downside. So we will move that one to our untapped levels. Move it away. The VWAP close, on the other hand, we tapped. So that is something to keep an eye out. If we have a new one today, probably not, because we have been pretty much going sideways within the same candle and not much happened there from that perspective. So let's see where we reversed, and let's go on. Beautiful. You know, we got this untapped equilibrium, or this untapped VWAP close here, and we got a perfect 1.2% rise. So really nice scalp. And then what we got, we came back here to yesterday's VWAP close and to the equilibrium, and we got a nice drop again. So really sweet, bouncing forward and backward from our most favorite areas. So those are all tapped now. We can take it off. We can check if we have something else here below, potentially. I don't like CVD all too much here for a bigger retrace. Like if we were to continue, I would just prefer this to go up, like overall, like on the higher time frame. If we zoom out, for sure we can't see it here properly, but we can check it out here. And on ADAS we can see that basically we have some potential CVD diffs going on the higher time frame, but I don't like it all too much, to be honest. So let's have a look quickly if we have some untapped levels. So we have anything that is here on the VWAP close is only this one here above. No, this one here is tapped already, but we only washed it and we did not flip it yet. So we washed and we did not backtest. So nothing here, nothing up there really, except for this potential older one here. Let's check out where are we in terms of FIPS, and do I really would I really look into a trade there? It's a tricky one. 618 I don't like, you know that. But we have our 786 here. Do we have anything else there? Not all too much, right? Not all too much. So the only thing here really is that we were close. Let me check if and how we are looking here in terms of volume profile. Volume profile, point of control, washed, opened, back tested right after the open. Went through it, but it's still here to potentially consider. Let's see. Potentially, I would still like to see a lower sweep. We still have a swingers area a little bit lower here, so potentially, let me check what we have else going on here. So equilibrium around here, 786 region around here. Monthly equilibrium was already tapped. Daily open here needs to be reclaimed as a sign of strength. And what we can see here already is the weekly equilibrium right above this high. So some juicy liquidity also here. So definitely coming up into this region here would be my next area for a short. Overall, let's check out first how we are looking. If you're new here, check out protraderslaunch.com/whensailing. We got a few more gifts going on there for the first signups. A few signed up already, so welcome and thanks for joining so far. Really appreciate it. For now, we were looking at this. We also discussed this, I think, on our latest streams here, where we got some really nice backtest on our TWAP and then also this bounce here from the T-Web that we longed. I think this was also the 4% bounce that we got here together with our members inside. Yeah, 4.4. So really nice. And then we flipped it. So now we've lost it, and you can already see here, are we bending a bit? It will all depend on how we are closing today. You know, are we closing today where we are, or are we getting a push? Because if we are getting a push, this bend will change. Like the indicator is for sure lagging, but for the higher time frame it's enough. So it depends on, you know, are we bending downwards here, or are we just flattening out and reclaiming it? So definitely something to consider. Overall, I'm still overall more bullish than bearish. We still have a nice area here if we come into this region here for a nice backtest eventually on the higher time frame. So that is something that I will keep an eye out for a bigger long if we come down here. So around 110, 111, this region here definitely looking more juicy. On the lower time frame here, this looks definitely bullish if it holds. So continuation like this here, you know, without even coming back down there, that would definitely be the best case scenario. And then we would also flip the higher time frame one. So let me quickly check if we are good still with everyone and how we are doing here on all our socials. Don't forget to drop a like. Do you think the previous range high 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 needs to be tested on CME? All our exchanges already tested their previous high 112, 3, 4, 5. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. CME. We are talking about 112. Adam, you are talking about the previous range high here. I understand what you mean. This one, 112, 3, 4, 5. You can see here that this one wasn't tested. But then if we check it out here, we also, yeah, we came back here, we back tested it. I would still on the higher time frame, Richard. No, it was Richard that asked. Yeah, I would still on the higher time frame prefer, as discussed earlier, that we come back down here. So something like this, where we, yeah, not only backtest this, but you know, the whole range here. Like if we look at it, let's check that quickly. Here is a very good question. I think for a lot of people, yeah, you see also here we have the value area high. Basically, it's even a bit lower here, but overall, you know, this is still something to consider. We have high volume nodes. We backtested this one here, perfect, but it's the too easy trade now. Everyone here doing those SR flips, just coming back into it. Yeah, let's just long it, perfect, wonderful. And then we stop all those out, come back here a little bit lower, and I have some levels here for precise entries for the members inside, but I would still like to see to come back down, and it would really well fit with the previous high that we did not test here yet. You can also see how the T-Web looks different here on CME, so that is something to monitor. I normally never check it because it is more precise on spot, so that is something to keep an eye out. But in case we are not bending here, for sure that changes the whole perspective, you know, and we would need to look for long back tests on the breakout. But if we are bending here, I would definitely see us to continue here for a bit and then come back, test this upper wick here. I would like to back test basically. And there's some other levels, but I will not go over them into more detail. So let's have a look first what else we can check here on our lower time frame and what's going on. So we already discussed that we have a potential weekly equilibrium short here above. So far nothing really close by, so I will mark out what I will do next. Basically I will have my alert set here at the equilibrium, and then I will also have the alert set here below the previous equilibrium. Pretty sure we still take this one out at least, also maybe lower. For sure, I would love to see that, to take out this low once more and then look for a trade there into this region that we discussed earlier on the higher time frame. But I will only discuss this now here with you on, yeah, this time frame probably. Let's check out once more just to see how we are looking around the high here. Do we still have the naked point of control up there above the high? I think we still have around 120k, so that will be juicy once we come up here. But now where we are right now, there is literally not much between here, you know, and then the levels that we have down there. So let's take this off again. Let's check out quickly how we are looking in terms of volume on the higher time frame, just to understand, is it fitting? Yeah, volume is declining. We had the break up here with an increase, and now we are declining again, going sideways for a while, and we would need some push again to get us higher. But overall, we have our levels to the upside, so I will still be waiting for those. What else can we have a look here quickly? How is it looking with, yeah, VWAP is going sideways. Not sure if I'm too interested to scalp anything around it. I don't see all too much strength here into this low. For sure we got some nice aggression here on speed of waves. So negative delta into this one, negative delta into this one, swift recovery right away. Here we got a nice bounce so far. But if we were to jump up here, the only thing I would really look at was the weekly equilibrium above us. So that, to keep it really simple, because at the end, yeah. Let's quickly compare our CME price action, just to understand if we have some gaps and how it looks if we compare it here directly. I always prefer to look at it like this, because then we see the time that we did not trade or that CME did not trade, and we can also compare gaps way easier. So basically here everything else is already closed and we don't have anything crazy. And we can also do it like this, you know. We can also compare it directly, and then we would sometimes see way better where we are in terms of, like, was this high the same as this one, for example? Did it match the price action, or did this high here go way higher, for example? That could lead us to fill this up also on the normal pair eventually, and we will come up there. Last time we were also discussing, I think, a wick on Coinbase, and a wick that was also filled pretty well. So I don't know where it is anymore, but we had a wick here somewhere eventually, and we were discussing how we want this wick to be filled. It could be a far, no, here's the wick. You see, I told you on the stream, I want this wick to be filled because it's nowhere else, and we came down and then got a nice bounce by taking it out. So we currently don't have any wicks or anything around here, so nothing really crazy that we can think of. Overall, let's go back and let's see if we can make another case here. I think the only case really to be made is this potential. Now we are still inside here, and if we are looking at it like this, we are starting to fall out of this value area of this whole impulse. So the only thing, in my opinion, really to the downside, I'm not all too keen to long this area here, even if we have the previous day equilibrium at the 786 there. We will for sure see it in live trading inside the pro launch. I will jump in the launch in a few more minutes here to see how it goes. And if we get the aggression, if we get the big trades, if we get the potential lower time frame CVD, I'm not so convinced about it. CVD here already, you see how it looks. It is just grinding up with the price. It looks a little bit different in ADAS for sure, so better data and better visualization there, and more detail in order flow, but in general it is still more or less the same. Yeah. Ooh, Lou, really appreciate the update in real time. Could you afterwards briefly chat about how your scalping works? More and more convinced that is the way. In and out is the way, in my opinion, because you're not attached. And for me, it's also, you know, I'm sailing a lot, I'm traveling a lot. I don't want to hold on to trade or manage them or think about them or anything or wake up for them. You know, the other thing is always, we come to big areas, we are zooming out here, you know, the higher time frame. And then what, this low gets put in on a Sunday. I don't want to trade on a Sunday, you know. I will not wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning or 2 a.m. for a trade. It just makes no sense. It's not worth my time, and I don't need it because I make enough money with scalping, and it allows me to travel full time the whole last 8 years now, So scalping for me is always important. First of all, you for sure look at the context. Where are we? Are we trending? Are we favoring longs or short? We are still favoring longs. No, overall market structure is still bullish. We are still favoring longs higher and bigger position sizes than we are on the short side. But for me, the most important thing is to see negative delta into the wick. For example, if we have a level here, and we had a level here, if you remember from the beginning of the session here, we had our untapped VWAP close. And then I can show you also inside the Pro Launch on ADAS how we get the aggression. We got some negative delta here with 45 basically, so 45 negative delta here cumulatively between all the exchanges. And people, what does it mean? People are actively shorting. So everyone is thinking that we are breaking down here and we are going lower, and they're all opening aggressive shorts. And then I always counter trade the stupid people. That's the most simple thing for trading for me. Always counter trade those that have no knowledge and those that short the lows or long the highs. So really important here. The same thing, we came back in here, we took out this low, and we got again negative delta. It was even higher negative delta than here. Does it mean that we have to go up there? No, but the probabilities that we get into a successful trade here with some clear invalidation below this low or below this low as earlier, is way easier than if we are just like, okay, we've seen a reaction here, I will jump in here. Then what? Your reaction was quite off. You still have a lot of invalidation left to go, and you're in the middle of something. So I always try to hit those reversals with the aggression. They don't happen often, like 3 or 4 trades a week. And that's enough, because if you do 1% with a bit of leverage and you have some capital available for you, that's basically all you need to live a happy life. And a nice wife you need. But anyhow, here we go. This is it, negative delta, and then if I see CVD, for me, the most important thing is CVD, negative delta, big trades. Sometimes we see big trades, basically big orders, big short orders opening here in ADAS. We see bubbles forming here, and that's for me also a sign to counter trade. Basically, we did not get that here. We got a lot of big longs up here, and that's also why we reversed here on order flow. But I can go more into detail with you or with anyone else inside the launch, and we will also check out what is coming next, or if we are taking this trade or not. So if you don't want to miss out on some live trades, here is our link again to join. Some surprises for everyone. Remember our higher time frame scenario here, where we come back here and flip this SR area. We got some other levels here for precise entries inside the launch. And for the lower time frame, the only thing really is the weekly equilibrium above us that I will be looking at, and then potentially the 786, but I'm not so sure about it yet. We will see how it goes in a few more minutes inside the launch and if we do the live trade. But yeah, I think that was it here for me for today. I hope I helped some of you out. If you enjoyed it, always appreciate the feedback, some likes and some comments. Great that I had some awesome people in here today with me. And I will all catch you hopefully in the launch, and if not, over the next few days. If I get enough comments here, I will come back here very soon. So thanks for joining, thanks for watching, appreciate it, like it, reshare it. As always, it is appreciated, and I wish you a great day. Don't be overly aggressive on your trades, and cheers, thanks, and goodbye.